just something that's in style with a document that has got a hash inside, even though it says 0 kilobytes for now, because we haven't even written anything. That's why it says 0 kilobytes there. So that is your style sheet here. So this is where it is. So you've got your style sheet there, and then you've got this one is empty because I haven't put anything. You've got here images empty because I haven't put anything either there. So this is where I'm going to start off. So I hope you guys see that part there. So now I can go back now to my index here so that you can see that now I'm linking. Now, remember, every time when you've been working in class here, we've been working with what we call an internal CSS. But now I'm reverting to something called an external CSS. That is what I'm reverting to. That is what I'm reverting to there, which is called, okay, Bosi, I hear you, which is something that I'm referring to here. Like I'm referring to what we call an external CSS. So that is what I'm doing. So now in my external CSS here, it's in a folder called CSS. So I have to write the name of a folder and then slash, and then I have to call style dot CSS. So because I saved it inside of that. So I saved it inside the in a folder called style CSS. So here I'm telling it where exactly to look for that particular file there. So that's what I'm simply telling it there. And then I'm done with the header. My head is done for now. Then I think I can stop here with the head, and then from there, and then I can move to the body, because I'm just creating a basic structure here for your website. Just creating that basic structure there. Oh, snap.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
yeah, what is that meta HTTP equiv and the one that says name viewpoint and stuff?
Okay. This second meta here, I'm just telling it that okay, now make it compatible to a certain web browser. So initially, I wanted to open using Chrome. That is why I'm saying like I'm just saying the I wanted to open using, okay, let me use this here, not Chrome, because Internet Explorer equals to Edge or Internet Explorer. Okay, it's still the same, but I'm basically here giving it a browser that is supposed to open using, or I'm telling it at least make it compatible with Edge, with Internet Explorer or Edge. That's what I'm simply telling it here. So this meta here, remember what meta is in a website. Meta is just data, isn't it? It's just like the data that you have. So I'm simply telling it that make it compatible to any browser that is equivalent to Edge or Internet Explorer. And then this part here, viewpoint width is equals to device width initial scale 1.0. I'm telling it here that the website should at least try to mimic the what you call the the size of the size of the device. So for instance, if I'm using a phone and then the website is supposed to shrink according to the phone. If I'm using a tablet, it's supposed to shrink according to the tablet. If I'm using a if I'm using like something like what you call this, let's say I'm using a laptop or a computer, is supposed to also to shrink according to the laptop or the computer that I'm working with. So that's what all these things here. The first part here was the compatibility. I'm making it compatible to a certain browser or any browser that is uh, almost the same. So which means Edge and Chrome, they basically work the same. That is why here I've got Chrome open up. So if right now I save this and then I run it on Chrome, notice here, something is supposed to change at the very top here. Okay, yeah, I'm using Chrome here. Oh, there we go. Notice here, I've got developer portfolio here. and then still have my tab there at the very top there. See that developer portfolio is there. So that is the website that I'm working. Okay, let me do this also. I want to open it also on Edge. You see, it basically does exactly the same thing. So on Edge and on Chrome, basically does the same thing. So that is what we're literally like. This is just a compatibility thing. So we're making it to be compatible to a certain browser. That is what these meta stems are talking about there. Okay, so now you're on the same port, right? So basically, I was creating the structure of the website here. That's what I was simply working on. I was just creating the structure of the website. Now, I guess now we can start with with uh, with our structure of the website. So the very first thing that I want to do is I want us to create sort of a logo. That is where I want us to start. I want us to start with creating that logo there. I want us to create that logo there. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can do that. Let's create, and then I'm going to create all of this in the body tag because this is where we're starting. This is where our website starts. Our website starts from here. So everything has to be written inside that body tag there. So, okay. Okay, my computer is kind of glitching up today. Okay, so now let's start that. Now we want to put the body tag. So for us to put the body tag here, because there is a bunch of things that I want us to actually work on. So let's do that. So we've linked now our CSS file. We've linked, but there's just something wrong with my title here. I'm trying to figure out what's up. Why am I having two different colors in my title tag? Oh, here is this meta thing. I was wondering why my title is giving me some funny thing there. It's because of that, because that word, you see, that word wasn't supposed to show, just supposed to disappear like that. So if I, yes, you see that now, developer portfolio, it's empty here because there isn't supposed to be something inside there. Okay, so now we'll fix that issue there. Now let's go back and let's finish it up. So the first thing that I want us to do, remember, it's a website. We want to have headings and want to have a logo and stuff. So I want to make it nice, like yesterday you saw Troy seeing it as a logo and everything else. So let's try to make to do that because we need to make it kind of neat. So now, how do we do that? So for us to put a header, we have to call a header. That's the first thing that we need to do. Let's call a header there. There is a header that we have there. And then that header, we're going to give it a class name. Remember, we defined what the class is, and then our class name of our header is going to be called header. Yep, that's the spelling there. And then from there, like that. And then from there now, I also want to put a logo. So let's put a logo. So I do not have a logo now. Crazy thing, I do not. Do I? I think I do have a logo somewhere, but I'll check. I'll check. Href equals to let's use a hash because we want to pinpoint it there. And then we're going to call this, we're going to give this also a class because it's a logo. And then the class name is going to be called logo because if we need to edit it. And then href here was a hash because like I do not have a picture. If I had a picture and then you're just going to say maybe what .jpg, something like that. But now I do not have that. So I'll rather write certain words. For instance, what should I say? In place of the logo there, let me just say maybe it's Thabo Dev. And then, so that is my logo there. I'm gonna substitute that as my logo and then close this tag here. Then from there, I'm going to call, because it's in the header, so you want to put the headings there and everything else. Then you want to call a navigation panel. So we're going to call a navigation panel because we want to put navigation. So now class equals to, and then we're going to call this navigation. Let me navigation there, and then inside here now I want us to have all of these items there, like the navigation. So the navigation here, I'm going to have the first one. What should I call it? F equals to. Okay, let me just do this. Let me just copy the entire thing.
Just,
Yes, sir.
is it on my side or your screen is no longer moving?
Sorry.
I'm saying I don't know if it's on my side or your screen is no longer moving.
My screen is no longer moving.
Yeah, I don't see change. I don't know if it's me. Can someone confirm if it's only me?
The things that I'm typing here.
I can see a screen, but it's as if it's freezed. I don't know if it's on my side only.
Yeah,
Maybe
so we're still typing, sir.
oh, okay. Like I think it's on your side, Tsepo, because I'm typing actually. I think people can see what I'm typing. So maybe it's your item there.
All right.
Yeah. Just check what's up. Okay, so now the href here, and then this tab here, I'm going to call it my landing page. So my landing page here, I will just call it, let's say, about me. Should I call it about me? I'm trying to find something more creative, something that is different. I'm trying to think of a name here that I can call it. Or should I just go traditional? I think traditional is fine then. Let me just go traditional. Let me just call it homepage. It homepage there, and then I'm going to copy and paste this. That's for educational purposes only. I'll copy that, and then this one here, I'll call it about. Then the more content, the better, because it allows you guys to be able to track it. And then from there, and then I'll call it this portfolio. Portfolio, and then this one here, I'll call it contract. Okay, portfolio, or let me call it works. And then this, let me just add something, and then I'll call it what I do. Or creative. About, or all you need to know. So you guys can call it about. But I'm just showing you here that you can do whatever that you want, but let me use the traditional here. The traditional is always about. Hey, is a traditional thing. Then I think my works, let me call it my, like that. And then I think I am done with my navigation bar, so I can close my navigation bar. Let's see if it does the work that it's supposed to. Let's see if it does the work that it's supposed to. So I'm going to come here, and then save, and then I'm going to run it here. Notice here, you see that. So now you've got all these items, and can even see that I can even literally click on these things there, because already this is what I have. So now, which means I'm starting somewhere. So now we can actually do some work. There we go. So this here is our navigation panel, but it's not done yet because I haven't closed the header bar. So, oh, sorry. And then I can close this. I'm like that. I think we sorted for now. So now, what do we do now? Now we need to style. That is the next thing that we need to do. Let's try to style our panel a little bit. Let's try to make it look nice. Because for instance, like this here, it's not exactly enticing. Notice here, everything is just in one line. It doesn't make sense and everything else. So now the next thing that we need to do here is for us to what you call, to style it. Let's style it now. So now for us to style, we're going to go to the styling sheet here. So now in the styling sheet here, there is a lot of things that actually happen in the styling here. So I'm trying to think what to do, because the thing is this, ne? The thing is this here. I'm trying to think here because we're supposed to import a couple of fonts first. So let me do this. Let me go to Google and see if I can import a couple of fonts. So this is what you guys can do. You can always import these fonts here. It's up to you as to what you can do. Like the font that you want to use. For instance, let's say the font that you want to use in your website is not there. So let me see. Yeah, let me say best font for website. I just wanna use like some pretty nice font. Let's see, 30 professional fonts for upscale websites. Okay. Because all of these items there, because the font, you can't quote for a font, you have to import it. So let's see which font is better. I'm trying to look for the font that can work better for me. Oswald. Okay, this is nice, but I don't know if it works. I think I like this one here. I like this one here. Nah. No. Okay, this one looks elegant. Doses. And it's free. So I think I can work with it. Okay, there we go. You notice I clicked on it and then it gives me sort of Google what the, see that specimen, doses, all of that stuff there. fonts.google.com. I think, yeah. Let me see if I've I don't want to download it. I want to use the thingy. Okay, there we go. So I can just do this, click on that, because I just want a link here. So I'm just gonna go click on the link, and then there we go. See that? There is how we import. So I'm going to import this. So do I import it as a style, or so let me just import it as a, like the whole thing as a style, and then I'm going to paste it in my styles. I think it works better if I do that. Let me just import it there. So I'll just copy this and then come here on my CSS here. Then I'm going to paste it here. So, okay. Okay, so there we go. We've got those fonts there that we have. So let me remove this because I don't need the style element here. And just say that I've imported my font. I think, yeah, this is everything that I need. I've imported my nice looking font there. So if you need to import fonts, you are allowed to do that. You can import fonts that you're going to use there. You are actually allowed just to work around with your font there. So it's up to you as to what you want to do. So now this is what we're going to do. So now we need to style our page. So now let's see if we can style our page there. For us now to style our page, the very first thing that I want to do is I want to style the entire document first. So I want to give it like sort of a margin. I want to give it like some sort of padding and stuff. So let me go back to my website. Let me close this and that, and then I'm going to leave this open because maybe I might need to use some other font, but I think just one font is enough for now. Let me just close that. So because just one font is enough. So this is a document that we have. So now I want to style this whole thing here. I want to style this whole thing. Actually, let me open this on yeah, I think it's better here. Yeah, let me use Edge. So now I want to style this entire document. This is what I want to do. I want to style this entire document. So for me to actually style this entire document, so we have to make use of, remember, last time whenever we needed to style, for instance, if you style body, you have to call the body first. If you want to style something, call it, so like you just do that. So now for us to do everything, so I have to make use of something called star. Star means all encoding, so it means the whole document. This is what I want you to do, which means either the header or the footer or whatever, and then we're going to style it in a certain format, and this is the format that we're going to style this document like. So there we start there, and then from there, and then you want to set a certain margin, a margin, and then you want to put a margin of 0, which is the basic margin, and then you want to put a padding here. That padding also, let's leave it at 0, and then okay, you want to put a certain font. The font that we want to make use of, let me say font family. The font family, I said that the font that I want is called Dosis, isn't it? So I'm going to use a font here called Dosis. So I think that is the font that I'm going to use there, Dosis. Okay, double quotes. Dosis. Oh, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. So that is the font that I want us to use there. And yeah, I think that is the perfect font there. If we will need to add, we're going to add another font. And then also let me put what do they call that? Um, like a border, like it's always advisable to usually put a border there. So let's do this box sizing. And then we're going to put a border here. Border. Okay, let's just decided to slow down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Border, but we want a box border. So box, something like that. And I think for now, we okay, we should be sorted. And then from there, and then you also want to put something here. Okay. Then you also want to, on the body, this is the body tag now. On the body tag also you want something. The first thing that we want is a background color because boring. So let's put a background color or just a background there. Okay, and then you are going to say, what color should we use that looks a little bit nice? Gray. So let me find out what the code for gray is, or let me just say gray. Gray is too black because already this is gray there. Let me say things, the colors are also very limited here. The colors are so limited. So I'm trying to use a color that is a little bit different from the background that you currently have right now. So let me just use a color code. Let me just pick a color code there, 00F87. I don't know if it's a color. So let's see. Let's see if we can have something here. Get close, and then let's run this and see. Okay, notice our font changed there, but the background color didn't change. Okay, let me say blue, red. Okay, the color is not working. The color is definitely not working. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a color code. Color code or color picker. Yeah, let me use a color picker because I want some nice looking color there. Because I want something very, very, very nice. So let me do this. And then let me change the spectrum a little bit, maybe towards this side. And then choose something almost black. Okay, there. Then I'm going to copy this hex code here. Then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I think I have something. I don't know. Let's hope it's gonna work. If it doesn't, then I don't know. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, I'll figure it out why it's refusing to work for now. So for now, background, that, and then that. This is weird. I don't know why my color thing is not working right now. Okay, but anyway, I'll figure it out as we go. Can't be stuck on one thing for now. So okay, anyway, now let's do this, and then we want to style it. Like notice here, our things here are not properly aligned. They're not properly aligned, so we need to style these things here, and then we also need to work on the what you call on the let's say on the header on its own. So we need to work on the header on its own there. So we need to make sure that the header, this header here, is pronounced. Let's try to give it, like, for instance, a proper website. So if you look at any website that you know, like for instance, what website should I use? Okay, let me come here, and then let me just, I'm just wanna, okay, let me use this one here. For instance, we have this here, and then this website that you have noticed here, we've got a header here that we have. So how do we create something that looks like this, something here? How do you create it there? How do you separate a header from the content that you have in your website? How do you separate the two? So that is what I want us to look at there. So now let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can actually do that. So now for us to do that, for us to put that header there, so we need to write the code for that particular header. We need to write that code there. So now we need to go and check the name of the header. Okay, it's called header, isn't it? So now header, that is the class that you're working with. So I'm going to copy that, the name class there. Then I'm going to come here. Underneath here, I'm going to say, oh, no wonder my background color is not working. It's because of my code. It's wrong. Now it can work. Let's see. It should be working now. Thank you. See, it's working because my code was wrong. It wasn't closed here. Here it was open instead of closing. So now, notice now. Now we have got those different aspects there. So the code is working now because of that problem that we just fixed. See, your code there is to matter, guys, because if your code is wrong, your code is not going to work. So anyway, dot test header, because I'm working on the header now. So now the header has got certain aspects there. So one thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that the header is fixed in a certain position at the top. We want to fix it at the top. We do not want it to change. So which means we need to fix the position of the header. So the position of the header, that this here is basically always the same. You're basically going to be doing this in almost every website that you're going to be doing there. And then we also want the top to have a position of 0. And then the left side also is going to be to the 0. And then which means the right hand side also 0. Let me see, to the left. Yes, to the left, you want the header to be 0 to the left. So anyway, we don't need to fix the right hand side because already fairly fixed to the left, and then it's fine there. And then the width, we want it to span across the entire. So we want it to start from here all the way there. So which means the width there, we want it to fill 100% of the actual page there. So unless if you want it to be filling maybe a certain percentage of the page, 50%, you can tell it. And then also, next thing that we want is we also want let's say a certain let's say a certain what let's say we want also a what called a padding. Remember what do you say padding is, by the way? What do you say padding is? Hello, what do you say padding is?
There is no shifting of the content to the center.
Sorry, come again to me.
Is not the shifting of the content to the center or something like that when you shift the content?
Yeah, technically it's about the where your content is placed relative to the edges. So that is that is your padding. So technically yes. So you're very right. So it is the position of the content that you have in relative to the edges of the document. So we need a padding here. So padding, you can always play around with your padding, guys. Padding, you can always play around with your padding. So I think I'll put a padding of 30 px. Yeah. And then I'll give it maybe say padding of 30px, and then say maybe 10% of that. Let's see how it's going to span out there. And then also let's put a different background of our padding. Let's put a different background there. Let me do this. Let me use this one here. Let's put a different background here of our header. Our header also is supposed to have its own background. So I'm going to put a background there. And then the background that I'm going to pick, let me get another color picker here. I think here, this is a color picker here. And then the spectrum. Remember, so the spectrum, I'm going to work with, okay, I want to make a nice website kind of look. So I do not want a color that's like, too much. So let me try to look for a color that can work better. I need something that is on the lighter side. Okay, let me use this. Something that is on the lighter side of, I don't know if it's gonna work, that one there. Okay, I think this is better. Just too much also. Okay, let me use this one. All right. When it comes to colors there, color coding gives you more of a bigger variation than typing, because typing is limited in terms of the colors that you actually have. So now I think now we have sort of a thingy, a header. Now let's try and run our header and see what's going to happen. Run. There we go. You notice here your padding has pushed this thing over from this side all the way here. So you can even reduce your padding. Let me use 5% here. And then let me see what 5% is going to do. I think this is better, because 30, then that one was a little bit too much over to the left hand side, and then reduce this maybe to 25px. Then run it. Perfect. And then it just shifts it up a little bit, because okay, let me explain here. 5% deals with the width from the left edge to the content. And then this 25px here deals with the height of your header here. So for instance, like this one here is 25. So if let's say, let's put it at 50, put it at 50 like that, and then we run it. Notice it also opens it up a little bit there. So that is what this thing does there. So let me work with 50. Let me see, because 50, it's a little bit bigger. So I think it's I like it. But now notice here, the logo that we have and our content here is in the same place. So now our logo and our content are in the same place. We need to separate these two. We need to separate these two, our logo and our content. We need to separate them. So then how do we separate the logo and the content? That's what we need to do, because we need the logo on one side and then the content on the left-hand side. Let's do that. So now for us to do that, right? For us to do that, and then we just need to further write the code here. So now from the background here, let me do this. Let me work with the display element. Okay, the display element, I am going to flex it. And then from there, and then I also want the content to have here. Okay, let me show you what flex does. So run and check. You notice flex is taken the header, I mean the logo and the content that we have, and has put everything in one line. That is what flex does. So because remember the logo was on its own, and then the content was on, like the navigation things were on their own. So now when you flex it, and then it simple does that. Now next up, and then I want to to align these items that you have there. Let's align the items there. Align items. Now, okay, my spelling is wrong. Align items here and then center this. And then let's run and see what it does. And then still aligned, it aligns them at the center of our thingy there. That's what it simple does there. So if I reduce this maybe to 35, for instance, and then it's supposed to be in its position in the mirror of our header there. Let me put it at 40. And then maintain its position. And then from there, now we've aligned that, and then we need to create a space in between because these things here, they're so close to each other. So we need to create a space in between. So now we're going to justify these items here. We're going to justify them, justify the content that you have there. So now when you're justifying the content is we want to create a space in between the words that we have. Then now how do you create that space there? So it's going to be space between. Space between. So we're creating space in between these words that we have. So save that and run, and notice now it is the space in between these items that you actually had there. And then from there, and then let me do this. What else can I put here? I'm trying to see what else I can put. I'm trying to see what else I can put here. So I'm trying to think here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'll change the background here. I'll see if I can change the background or change the background of everything, make it the same, but then at the very top here, and then just make it kind of maybe, but anyway, let's deal with the styling element a little bit later. Let's just deal with the basics of the content. Can you just give me a second for now? Okay, so now where was I? I think I was talking about how then do we work with this content that we have there. So now the next aspect here, want to see if I can do this. I want to see if I can do this. I want to deal with especially the overlay here of this aspect here. How to do this? Like okay, there is this element here called set index. This element here. This element deals basically with what you call the stacking of these elements. Whenever we're working the stacking of these elements, depending, remember your pages, they increase or decrease and stuff, because we spoke about a page here that is a page supposed to be fixed, and at the same time, if you go back to HTML, there we spoke about the page supporting to fit the device or the width of the particular device that you have. Then how then do you deal with that? So the Z index here, this is where this thing comes in here. So it deals with that particular element here. Let me see what we have. Okay, so basically this is what we have. Now we have sort of a website now, as boring as it looks, but we do have sort of a website. So now let's see now if we can add more things, and then we can also fix some of these things here, because this is boring. This is boring. Our logo is boring. Everything that we have literally is actually boring there. Then how then do you work around your around this logo thing there? How do you work around this logo thing there? So now we need to edit our logo, and then let's see if we can edit our logo. Let's make it look different from this, because this and the logo, they all look the same. Then how then do you work with the logo? How do you work with the logo? How do you make it look a little bit different from everything else that you've actually been doing? So now, for us to work on the logo, let's go and check. The logo has got a name, which is called class logo. So I'm going to copy that name of the class there, and then I'm going to say dot class name, which is logo, open close there, and then I'm going to start typing. So now, remember, I'm not using a picture. So if you're using a picture, guys, feel free. Just work around with your picture. You can change your design of the picture there. And like I'm talking about the logo picture. I'm not talking about a picture. Please realize I'm talking about a logo picture, not a picture, because the logo picture is something totally different. So if let's say you are using a picture, and then you can always do that. You can always do that. You can always put a picture here. I'll look for a picture and see if I can put a picture, and then I can show you how a picture works. So if you do not have a picture, now this is something that you can also do. We can change the size of the font. We increase it maybe to maybe 30 or 28 pixels. That is the size of the picture there, the size of the font, and then we change the color to so that it becomes a little bit different there. The color of the logo or of the font, we change it to something more refined, because notice here the background is like that. So I do not want to put too many colors there. So let's make it black. So if I put it black, and then from there, and then I want to remove, let's see if it did the work. Oh, there we go. And then from there, and then we can, let's say, remove the decorations. I do not want this underline here. So let's remove the decorations there. Just text decoration. Yeah, test decoration, and we do not want any. Let's see, did it do what it's supposed to do? Yep, it removed the line. Notice that. And then from there, and then font weight, because we wanna change the weight a little bit there. And then let's try to, okay, now 500. Let's see what 500 does. Look at me. Okay, let's see what 500 does. 500 should make it a little bit heavy. Okay, and then we can even style it if you want. Let's say font style. Font style, let's make it bold. does the job. Okay, didn't really style much, so which means this doesn't really style a lot. But technically, notice here, now you've got a logo that we have, and then we've got all these things that we have here. So it's a little bit different, but I think it looks kind of sort of nice now. So now, after this now, let's work with this part because this part looks scruffy. It looks very, very, very scruffy. So we can always change this part also, and then we can try to maybe remove these decorations and try to make it a little bit different here. And then we separate the text that we have, and then we give it some spaces in between there. Let's see if we can do that. So now for us to do that, so we need to work with this. This here, we've got a name that we gave this part here. We called it navigation. Or navigation is a little bit too long. Let me just call it nav menu. Nav menu. Yeah, I think yeah, looks better. So our nav menu here, this is the menu that we have. And then yeah, this is the menu that we have there, and then we can come here. Then we can say, is it a class? Let me just check here. Yeah, it's a class. Because if it's not a class, then it's going to be different news. So dot nav menu, and then open close there. And then from there now, we can deal with the navigation menu. Now, the navigation menu, we need to, like you notice here, our font here, okay, the font size here is a little bit too small for my liking because this is a logo. So I need it at least having something, you should wear at least something. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, that's better. This is way, way better. So now let me work on that nav menu thing there. So let me change the font size. The font size here. I'll change this font size to something that we usually work with for, usually in documents we use 16. So I'll use 16. And then the color of the font, let me make it still black. And I like the black color there. Like the color there. So let me still use the black color. And then from there, and then I want to remove the decorations, these lines here. So text decoration, and then I want to remove it, none. And then next up here, I want to give it some space in between because these were so close to each other there. So I want to give it space in between there. So I'll give it a margin. But a margin where okay, because home is fine, so I want a margin to the left hand side of about. So before about, before what, before my works, and before my context. So I think that will work better. So a margin there. So we want a margin of a certain number of points there. Let's use 30. That will work better. So as I said, guys, like all these things are experimental. So you can do whatever that you want, and then the oh snap, and then the font weight. Let me just do this. The font weight, I leave it at 500. Let me change this maybe to 800. So and see, and then I can run this. Oh, yeah, nice. I like this logo now. Notice here, but this didn't change the nav menu. So, oh, because I didn't save here. Okay, because I didn't save there, so it actually didn't save the name. So now, because I've saved, now I can run it, and then, okay, still not working here. So let me go back and check why it's not working. Okay, everything looks fine. Let me just do this. Enter that, and then back this, and then run. Okay, my nav menu is not working. Font size that, color black, It's not changing the text preparation and all that stuff there. Navigation. Navigation. Okay. Thing is on Toy now. Yeah, it's a class called navigation. Then what's the issue? Hello? Can someone see what I did wrong somewhere? Oh, snap. I see. Remember, this here is basically elements. These A elements here. As much as it's a class, it's also A elements here. So I forgot something there here. Navigation, because under navigation, we're dealing with the A elements of the navigation there. So I need to say that I need to tell it that it has to change all the A elements there. And then from there, now notice this is what we have. So now it's working now. So now we've got our navigation panel that we can scroll through. So for us to work through our website there. See, so now technically our website is taking shape now. Our website is taking shape now. So from there now, what do we do from here? From here now, we need to work on the what you call this, like we need to work on the okay, we can work on this, like for instance when you're moving your mouse here, like I'm pretty sure you've seen in websites mostly when you're moving your mouse something happens and things like that, but we're going to work on that. Let me just relax for now, and then let's see what we can do. Okay, let's do this because I'm trying to see what we can do in terms of your navigation here. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Okay. Okay, let me do this so that we can just finish everything once here. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy this and paste it. Then I'm going to remove everything inside here and then here. So because now I just want to work on that navigation panel there. So our navigation panel, I just want to, when I'm moving my mouse here, I want these colors to change so that I can identify what exactly I'm choosing. So I need those colors to change there. So when I'm moving my mouse, let's say I want a color that's basically, if I move my thing over home and then home disappears, I move thingy over this disappears. For instance, let's do that. So so which means now I need to have a hover. So now that hover there is going to be given a certain color, and I am going to give it the color of the okay, the color of the header. Let me give it the color of the header there. So I'll say color, and then I'm going to give it the color of the header there, and then from there, and then I'm going to time it. That transition there, I'm going to time it. That transition there. Let's see if I can time the transition. So transition. And then I'll give it a 0.4 seconds. I think. Let me see if I can step this and then run like that. So if I move, see, disappears. Oh, you can even make it change color, maybe to another color. Maybe let's say you want it to be white, for instance. Let's make it white. See that? Then let's move our mouse over, and then becomes white, becomes white. See, so that it shows that I am actually moving on top of these items there that I'm moving on top of. So and then in terms of the colors there and stuff, that was all depending on all that. So technically, this is what we have for now. So now we can now start adding content here. We can start adding content here. So now for us to add content, for us to start adding content here, okay, we need to, okay, what should I do? Okay, let's do this first. I want to, like we've done much with a border and everything else. So I want this here to be transparent, but let's say I want to put a picture, a background picture. Let's say a nice picture of someone with a computer. Just, you know, so at least if I can have person with a computer on one side, and then yeah, let me do that. Let me find a picture online. We're doing everything together, as we said. I didn't have to go and try to prepare this. So we're doing everything together there. So before I be moving on, like, are we on the same page? Is there someone left? Hello?
So we are on the same page, sir.
Okay. All right. So how's it going so far? Are you liking the appearance?
Yes, it's coming fine. It's looking better.
It's looking nice, ne? Matome,
Yes.
I see your hand. Matome, I see your hand.
Sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Somehow I think I'm left behind, but I'll try to rewatch the video because I was a bit late.
Oh, okay. All right. I know you just catch up with the videos, Matome. Because so far we've covered a lot so far.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay, sure. All right. So like as is, now we're looking for a picture. Let's look for a picture. So I want us to look for a picture, and this is where I always find my best pictures. There is a website called, I even forgot the name now. Unsplash images. So this website here, they've got some very, very beautiful pictures. So this is what I use mostly for if ever I have to look for something, and they are free. So the only thing that you have to do is to acknowledge them. So I'm going to look for a picture with a computer because I'm a developer, né? So I need a picture with that. So let me say developer. There we go. There we go. See, there's a nice website there. There's a nice picture there. There is another nice picture, and then that one is a human being. I do not want that. Or you can even use something like this that has got someone, and then but I feel like it's not dark enough because of that. And then This one is a little bit too busy. So I'm looking for something that doesn't have a lot of noise or thing to it. Is my background there. See, what I'm looking for is something similar to this. Or even this. I think this is nice. I think this is nice. Okay, let me download the highest resolution that I can get, which is this one. Yeah, or the original size, because depending on the size of the screen, I think the original size is far much better. So I'm going to download that, and I'm going to rename it. Let me just go and show it in my downloads so that I can rename it. Because I'm just putting a background, because I feel like right now it's, as much as it looks okay, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring. So let me say developer underscore, let me just call it developer. Okay, so now with this website now, I think we sorted now. So let me do this. Let me put up the website here, and I want to change the background here. Instead of using like a color, then I want to use a picture. Instead of using that, I want to use a picture. And there's a reason why, because of this here. I want to do something here. I want this separation that I have here. It's kind of boring me, but I need that separation there. So yesterday, Troy had a question on how to separate this. And the best way for you to separate these, like for instance, like this, Troy, is to, in your index, notice here I have a header. So what you do is whenever you're writing your code, divide your code into sections or div, like use div, like this thing here called div, this called div. Then you can do that, or span. It's up to you on what you can do, but divide it into sections, and then those sections can be worked. You can work them on them separately. But anyway, now back on this one here. So I said I need to change the background here. So the background, I'm going to change it instead of using that. And now I'm going to use a background, like kind of a picture as my background. I'm going to use a picture as my background there. So let me see. Just give me a second, guys. So now with my background now, first I need to copy my picture to my, what you call this, to the page. And then I'm going to paste it here under images. Notice how structured your website is supposed to be. Structured in such a way that everything should have its own place. I'm sorry, my computer is a little bit slow. It's on toy for some weird reason. I don't know why. Okay, I think we sorted, and then I'm going to paste it. Okay, there we go. So I have my image here, and then so here I'm going to change this to background, and then I'll say dash image. Now background dash image, and then URL, and then I am going to put let me do this, and then I'll say dot. Image is just too long. Okay, let me do this. Usually in websites, this is what we usually do. When we're creating websites, we hardly ever use long. We just use IMG. I'm pretty sure you have seen this before. We just use IMG. So yeah. So I say dash dot, and then I'll say IMG. Okay, actually, img slash, and then I call it what? Developer. The file extension, I forgot it. The file extension, what is the file extension for this thing? Let me change my view here to a list. Oh, wow, details. Okay, JPG. So JPG dot JPG. I think should be fine. And then if I save this, then we're supposed to be able to change our picture. Hopefully, crossing our fingers. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And the reason why is because the image is too big. So if I can expand, the image is very, 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 very big. That is why it looks something like this. So do not mind the tardiness of the image because the image is too big. That's why. So the more content that you add, the more you scroll down, you notice that that picture is going to come up as we go. Or if you want, we can even change a picture so that you can see something on a, what you call this? We can have the same picture, but on a smaller, let me say on a smaller resolution. I'm taking it in a smaller resolution now, and then I'm going to save it exactly in the same folder, and then I'm going to call it, I'm just going to change its name there. So here, then I'll call it dev or dev. I'll just call it dev small. Dev small. And then I'll cut this, and then I'm going to paste it in images there. And so that you can notice here, even the size, you can see the sizes are different because this one is a little bit smaller. And then call it dev small. So let me change here and say dev small, something like that. And then save this. And excuse me, and then let's see. After we save that, and then we can run it. Notice here, now the picture is actually showing way because it's a little bit smaller. Excuse me, guys. So it's a little bit smaller now. So now let's see if we can, you know, just play around with some with this. Let's play around with this. So now I want to remove this background here. Now I want this and that to merge into one. So I need to change some of these elements here. I think I need to change the color, but we're going to change the color. Let's first see how they're going to interact. So we need to merge this here into this because we do not want to put a different kind of background. It's boring. Why should we put a different background when we've got the same background? So we want our image to be able to flow. So how then do we make our image flow there? So instead of having a color in the header here, and then we'll just make our header to be transparent. There is transparent there. So now when you make it transparent, it disappears, this thing, and your picture fills in there. And then save, and then do that. Notice here, it's there, just that it's not very visible right now because of the color that I actually chose. Let me see if I can find a color that's more agreeable for the situation that we're facing. I'm trying to see a color that's more, okay, let me use this one, like this. And then for our color there for the logo, and for the navigation, the hover there, I'm gonna change that. And then what color was this? Oh yeah, I'm going to change that color there. And then the hovering, and then I'm going to change maybe to say, I want it to be kind of pink. Yeah, pink is the new black. So I want it to be kind of pink here. And then from there, save. And let's see. We're supposed to have something. Yes, there we go. So now if I move over, see, it changes to a little bit of a pink, kind of a tiny pink there, as much as it's not exactly shouting pink, but it's there. You see that? So now that is our website. Now our picture is infiltrated into our header there. It looks now almost the same because now the header and the picture have become one. So we just put a transparent image at the very back there. So that is what we're trying to do there. So now I need to do something. Okay, and I'll do that sometime later. So now we need now to do this. I want us to divide our document into sections now. I want to divide our document into sections so that we can literally now type whatever that we need to type there. So remember, in each and every section, you have a div. So now we can start developing the content for the website. So now, from here, the next thing is for us to put a section. Remember, once you start a section, it has to end, but we need to give it a name, class, and the class name of this section has to be, it's a landing page. So I'm trying to find, okay, instead of saying landing page, and landing page is too long. So let me just use what I have, home. It's home. Excuse me, you are in the home page. This is where we are. So, and then in the home page inside here, and then I want to write a few other things there. So those other things that I'm going to write, I'm going to divide them into divisions. And then those divisions there, I'm going to cover them under the very same name pair. There's a name for class here. And then I'm going to call it info, this one here. I'll call it info. I'll call it info because this is the information about that is supposed to be on the home page here about that developer that we're dealing with there. And then from there, and then I need to now introduce myself. Heading 1, I think will work better. And then I'll say, Saluton. Saluton. My name is Thabo Maposa. And then like that, H1, and then done with that part there. And then the second part is I just need to, change a little bit. So now I've just introduced myself. And then now I need to tell them what exactly that I do. So what I do is I can't use a small paragraph. Let me see. I can't use a small paragraph for me to do that. Let me just close this section here. Let me close this section here. And this div also, I need to close it. Okay, so let's see. Save and then run. Okay, my info is not showing for some reason. Okay, I think there's just some stuff that I need to go on, maybe on the styling side. Let me just finish up here. Let me do this H2, H3 is a little bit smaller. I'm a software engineer. like that, right? So, and then from there, then I can say like that, and then I can write certain paragraph there. I don't know, I not even know what to write. So let me just Google it. And I love Googling. About software. Okay, quotation. Software engineering. I'm just looking for a quote. Okay, I've got a good quote here. There we go. Paste. I want it all to be visible, so I'm not going to make it run across like that. And like that. Yeah, I think we should be sorted. And then I think I should be sorted now. Let me see what, all that stuff there. And then, oh, I think it's a color. Yeah, it should be the color thing. That's the reason why my thing is not showing. See, I keep on busy making the same thing. So I'm pretty sure it's the color thing there. So let me see. Run. Oh, there we go. At the very top there. It's in the wrong place. It's in the very wrong place there. You see that Salutone, what. It's in the very, very wrong place because it's sitting right by the header there. And it's not supposed to sit right by the header. But anyway, we're going to fix that. So now, for us to fix that, we need to style it. Now, to style it, and then we need to give it a certain color first and foremost. So we need to go to the body here, and then we are going to change the color in the border, in the body. Sorry, in the body we need to change the color here. So let's put the color of the text color. Let me see this color here. And then color, and then I'm going to give it a certain color. What color should I use now? Let's see what color that we can use. Okay, let's use this. So I'm just busy playing around with colors, guys. You guys will forgive me for that. So if the website comes with so many colors, but anyway, I have an excuse. My excuse is I am not a web designer. I'm a developer. So a designer usually is the one who just deals with the colors there. So Troy, it's your fault that my website has got so many colors. Because when you're the designer, I'm not. Did you hear that, Troy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm saying if my website has so many colors, it's your fault.
Are you coming us?
Hey, there we go. So now we have something. Salute. My name is Sabo, software engineer, any what. So see, there we go. With something here. We have something. So actually, let me line break this. This is just too long. So line break, PR, slash, and then like that. I think to work better. There we go. So now, but still notice here, it's still kind of, like the text is somewhere where it's not supposed to be. It's right there by the logo there. We need to fix that. Then how then do we fix that? How do you fix that? So every time, like whenever you're given something, how do you fix it? So this is where now we're going. So now we need to work on that aspect there. So which means we need to work on the home tab there. So now, how then do you work on the home tab? So which means now we need to fix with we need to fix the what you call this the home tab. So we need to align our text in a proper way. So let's come here. Let's copy the name of the section here, and then we come here to the item there. Continue from there. Now dot, because remember we're dealing with a class. Dot home. Now dot home, and then like that. And from here, now we can change things around. So we want to align things first. So we're going to align our items when we are aligning them to the center. That. And then next thing, we want to flex our display, because remember our display always has to be flexed. So flex our display there. And I think so far so good. Let's see. Run. Okay, we still have something. So which means the height needs to change, I think. So let's change the height there. The height has to change to what height should I use? What height should I use? I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'm trying to think viewpoint height, 100 VH. Should be, that should do it. That should do it. Oh, there we go. Notice just pushes it right to the center of the screen where it's supposed to be literally. And notice here, I don't like where this is, where this whole thing is there. So I think I'm going to change also the not all the body, the pad, is it the padding of the body? Yeah, let me change the padding of the body and give it maybe like 10% or 5%. No, actually it shouldn't be on the side of the logo. It should move a little bit inside. So let me move it at 8%. So I'm going to copy this part here, and then I'm going to say okay, it's the body. And then I'm going to and then I'm going to change this to maybe say 8%. So and run that. Let's see. There we go. Looks better. So you see it has moved a little bit over the side because I needed the padding at least. Oh, actually, I'm supposed to say padding left, because I saw something happening there. Padding left. So padding from the left-hand side. So yes, see that, because it had moved. It was here when it's not supposed to be there, and then it had moved there. And then notice here that this thing here is a little bit, it's not nice. I don't like how it looks. So between here, then I am going to put sort of, okay, I know, I'll deal with it. Okay, I'll deal with it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just that I don't like the gap in between here, and see that there's no gap literally. It's just like there. So so far, this is the website that we're having so far. So I've just introduced myself, who I am, and then I greeted you guys there. We greeted you there, and then I'm a software developer, and then I had a nice quote there that accompanies that accompanies my philosophy in life. I'll put that in quotes, philosophy in life, because that is sort of a philosophy, but it's not my philosophy. But yeah, so this is what we have so far. And then now we can literally continue from here. We can literally continue from here. So now for us then to do that, and then so okay, but this lining here, alignment, you know, I'm big on alignment. If alignment doesn't work, I don't enjoy. So let me see on a bigger scale. So let me move this logo a little bit inside, or should I move this a little bit back? Yeah, let me move a little this a little bit back, because if the logo is way in, when I reduce this, and then it's not gonna look so nice. So let me move this a little bit back. So instead of putting it at where's the body? Where's the body? Where's the body? At 8, and then I'll leave it at 5. And then there we go. And then run that. Yeah, now it's aligned properly. Nice. And then from there, now we can continue here. And then for the content, let's say the content, there's something that you want to do with the content. So I think that was a question that Troy asked yesterday. And then now we can literally now work on some of these aspects there. So now for us to deal with the content, and then we can come now, we'll deal with this class here that is inside the div. So we're dealing with that class inside the div here. So we'll say dot, and then the name of the class here. And then, for instance, let's say you want to give it a nice kind of, you know, color. Nice kind of color there. So let's change the background of this particular text here. And then we change the background to what color can I work with here? Let me go and, you know, go back to my referral colors there. And then I'll use maybe something like this, something like that. And then, yep, I think this might do nice. And then let me put it up, and then let's save this, and we run it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we have something, but it's not as neat as it's supposed to be, is it? It's not as neat as it's supposed to be, because now I feel like the colors are everywhere and stuff. And then maybe we can give it like the text inside here. We can give it a different color. Let's put it, maybe it should be this is what the body, the color. And then okay, like I will keep on changing the color here. If I keep on doing this, I keep on changing the color. So let me just change the color of this particular info space here. So I'll change the color here of this particular info space here to be black. Make my work easy, and then run that, and then run it. Notice there we go. Then it just separates a different kind of color thingy. And I'm not saying like this is not as nice, like it's not really clean, it's not clear, and things like that. But the basic. Okay, let me see if I can use this color here, the one for the logo. I think it's a better color. Background, it's this one. Okay, strange. Is that the color for the logo? Yeah, it is. Yeah, interesting. Oh, okay. Let me use the pink for the hover then. Oh, there we go. I think I like the pink better. So now, notice here. So this is what we have. We can always just, you know, play around with this a little bit, because right now, right now, I don't know, it's kind of boring, if I can put it. So you know what, let me just get rid of this whole color business. Let me just leave it the way that it was. I think that'll be better. That'll be better. Okay, that'll be better. Let me just play around maybe with okay, let me do this first. Let me just work with a width, for instance. Width. Like as I said, guys, like here we just, you know, playing around with our code. Max width, and then 600 pixels or 800 pixels, or maybe 25%. Let me put it at 30%. See, does work. Then otherwise we just have to use pixels. Nope. See, just makes it a little bit kind of smaller. So, and then let me come here. Let me remove this break, this line break, because I don't like this line break. It just makes our thing, it looks kind of scruffy. Okay, and then let me go back to the styling here and say you want it at 60%. And then like that, let's see. Oh, that's better. And then yeah, I think this is better. And then let me just change the padding a little bit here. Padding. The padding, I want the padding at maybe 10. So notice here what's going to happen here in the gaps that you have here. So padding top, and then the padding bottom. I do not want to change the padding for the left and the right. So I just want to deal with the top and the bottom. So padding bottom there, let's see. Oh, there we go. You notice they left a gap there, left a gap here. So this is what I wanted. And then from there, now I can, inside info here, I still need to have, okay, that I now need to remove these two here. Now, because I've done what I needed to do. Now, yeah, looks kind of okay still. There's nothing really that changed, but just that I did that. So that was just for visual purposes. Now I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to paste it down here. Then now I want to work with H1. I want to work with H1. H1, this here. Like what the font size to be a little bit bigger than what it is right now. So font size. You want the font size to be 50 pixels. And then now, and then we want it to be a little bit separate there. And then let's also work on the weight. Weight. And then let's use a weight of almost the same weight that we have for our logo there. Is it gonna cut it? Yeah, 650. Save, and then let's run it and check. Oh, there we go. Hi, my name is so and so. And then, okay, it seems like that doesn't cut it properly. So let me do this. Let me put it at 75%. And then my name is not going to be cut. It's still cutting my name. So let me reduce this a little bit to 46 or 48. Okay, experimental. Okay, 48 is not cutting, so 40. to. Oh, interesting. Still, but something is not right. Let me put it 36. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I think, yeah. And then now I need to work on the other heading here. I need to change the font size and the weights and everything there and make it a little bit different. Okay, so let me do this. I'll just copy everything the way it is. And then I'm going to paste it down here. Then now this is H3, and then the font size is going to change to 24. I think it's decent. And then the color. Then the color will change to, because I want it to write in a different color spectrum. So the color will change to, let's see. The website is quite dark, right? So let's change the color to something that we can, play around with. Let's use a more pronounced version of pink here. And then paste that here. And then let's see what happens now. Save and let's run it. Check. Okay, there we go. And run. See that we changed. So I can even put a padding around this. I can put a padding. Let's put a padding. Padding top or bottom. I want a bottom padding of, because I want to separate these two. I want to separate this and that because I feel like it's a little bit too crowded. So let me put a padding of 20 pixels there. And let's see. I needed to separate those two. It was, there we go. See, I've got my gap that I wanted. This is what I was talking about last time, that I don't like this gap that was there because that gap there wasn't cool. So now this is what I wanted there. See, so technically this is the website that I have so far. You notice the more that you write stuff, the more you got down, the more better it looks and stuff. So for you, you can always put pictures, you put your buttons and things like that. But yeah, so far so good. Let's see what else that we need to do. So now we can start maybe adding content in our website here. We can add our content there. That is up to you on what you can do. So now this is what I want to do. I want to change font here because I feel like I've been using the same font. The font now is becoming boring. It's becoming monotonous. So let me change the font. Let me change the font here. The font for the text there. So okay, where was I? Where did I get the font last time? Okay, font. I'm trying to look for a nice font. Okay. Then we're going to import this one, whatever font that we need to get now. Yeah. Just experimenting with fonts, guys. So just give me a second. Okay, I think sans serif. I need the link for this. Okay, I think, okay. Why are they selling me things now? Okay, seems like I can't. Okay, let me just import some other font here. I don't know which one this one is. Family or Mali. Okay, let me copy that. Let me copy that and let me import that also as well. And then here where it says, and I'll also put Mali. I'll also put Mali. I think Mali is sans serif. Okay, and I also put Moli. So Moli. I think that's the spelling for Moli. Okay, and then here, so I've just used 3 fonts there. And then for the paragraphs, now I'm simply going to do exactly the same thing, like that. And then the paragraph was P here. I think so. Let me see. Paragraphs, yeah, it's P. And then I'm going to use that for P there. And then the size here, I want it to be size 12. And then the font weight, I don't need a font weight here. And then the color, still maintain the same color that it did. And then I need a padding, not necessarily. And what I need here is a font family. And then I'm going to use Moli. And then I think I think we're good. think we could just need to put this Moody in brackets like that. So then like that, then let's see. Oh, there we go. Notice here, it's a little bit different, but shows that it actually did work. There we go. So we've got our Moody there, and then with what you call, with a different kind of font there. And I actually like Moody somehow. I think I like Moody. So now we've managed to do that, and then we can add some more content on our website there. Now let's see. Do you guys need me to add a button or something? Do you need me to add a button or
Yes, please.
Hey?
Yes, please.
You said yes, please. Okay. Let's add a button then. Okay, where is my website? Oh, there we go. So let's add a button here. So let's maybe put a button underneath, just right here. So for us to add a button here, the button has to be added. Okay, should I put it inside the div class? So inside that div, I'll put another div. So here, I'll put another div class here. So div, and then I'll class it. Okay, let me separate so that this stays underneath. Okay, and then this is going to be a class, and then the class here is going to be called want to put a button. A button, so PTN. Okay. Yeah, PTN box there, and then in those buttons there, we're going to have two elements there, href, and then is equals to a hashtag, obviously, because we're not linking it to anything. And then this hashtag here, then you're going to write something like, okay, let's say you want people to hire you, then you say hire me. Okay. Okay, I want to say what? Okay, let me use more. Yeah, let me use more. And then /a. And then, or if you do not want them to use that, and then you can say, let's talk. You want to talk to the people there. Talk. Like that. And then now, notice here, notice what's going to happen, right here. That's what's going to happen. So if save and run, notice here, we've got those two things that we have here. And then, so I'm going to copy this because we still need to style it. Okay, then let's style that. It's a class, so dot like that. And then we're going to style it. So now, how do we style our buttons there, which is quite a thing. And then because now our buttons, notice here, since our buttons here, where is that? Since our buttons, notice here, these are buttons that we have, as much as they don't look like buttons for now. So they're actually links. They're not exactly buttons. These ones here, as I said, these are basically links. They're not buttons there. So now, because for us to put a button, it's just a matter of you typing the item, the button. So for like here, I used href. If you notice here, I used href. Href doesn't mean that it's a button, but like as I said, like I'm going to show you how to deal with that part there. But anyway, was like for now, let's just work with this, and then like small by small, bit by bit, we get there. So now I want us to deal with this, and notice that this is A. So there is always a difference there because we are working with these items there. So button box, and then A, and then like that. And now we can write, let's say you want to put a certain width there. One certain width, let's say 150 pixels. I think it's nice. Let me just check. It's like, okay. And then height. And then want it to take the same height of the text there. And then okay, still. And then from there, and then let's put a certain background. Border first. The border, I'll make it 2 points. And then I want it to be solid. We spoke about this in the, and we want a certain border. Okay, what's the background color of my button? So the background color of the button is going to match the what you call, let me see. Okay, let me use this color here. So I'm going to use that same color for the background. So which means also for my thingy, I'm going to do that. And then which means also the background is going to be the same. The background of the button is going to be the same. So okay, let's see what we have. Okay, notice here. So now this is what we have there. And now we can always work with a lot of these items there. So let's say, because this is a different way, as much as it is not a box and stuff. So we still want it to look like what you call this. We as I say, that we still want it to, like, yeah, as I was saying that, like, there's 2 ways that you can design literally a button. So there is the typical way where you can always say just button and do that, or you can make use of links and then you modify these links to be buttons. And it's up to you as to what you're going to do and your understanding and stuff like that. It's just that this method here that I'm doing, like this button thingy, it's got a little bit of work, but at the end of the day, it gets the work done. So especially if you're working with like, you do not want to be busy with buttons and stuff, this actually makes it so easy for you to what you call, for you to like to go straight to the point of like, for instance, let's say you want to download something, and then like the thing that Troy did. Troy, yesterday in your project, the thing that you had, that button that you had there, is it a button or it's a link?
I see. It's a button.
It's a button. Okay.
Yeah.
So now saying that like basically the linking and the button, they basically operate the same. So like at the end of the day, it's up to you on what you want to do, because the same formatting that you're going to use for the button and the same formatting that you're using for the link is literally almost similar, because there's nothing really much that you're doing that's actually different. So just watch here, guys. Thank you, Troy. Thank you. Just check here. So now, for instance, saying that radius, yeah, I want to put a certain radius there, and then like radius just talks about the shape of your button. How do you want the shape to be? So we can make it maybe 6x. If you want it to be less pronounced, let's see. If I put it like here and then I just run it, notice here the shape of the of the radius of the button there. You can even change it maybe to 9 and then run it. You notice it's even more circular and kind of nicer and stuff. So it's up to you on the shape that you want to use there. Up to you on the shape that you want to use. I think I prefer more of a round kind of shape than something that's squarish. See that? So this is more round. So, but too round also is boring. So let me use 8. Yeah, it's better. So now this is what we have. And then from there, and then we can put some, that isn't the words already more and stuff. Now let's change the font size. And let's give it a font size of say 14. 14, and then you don't want any decorations, ne? Deco, is that what text decorations? Text decoration here. Do not want any, so it should be none. And then we also want letter spacing, because like the white has too crowded there. Let's space that. Letter spacing there at 1 pixel. And then we also want, now notice your display there. So let's also change our display. And we're going to change our display to inline flex. Inline dash. So inline flex simply means just the same way when you're flexing, and then this time you're just making it just one straight line. And then what else? Okay, let me just change the font weight. And let me make it at 500. And then the color of that thing. So I was saying that now when even the font inside here, the color, let me make it black. I think black is better because of the nature of the, I've been playing with too many colors for now. So I think black will be better. I think this is more sufficient. Let me just check. Oh, there we go. See? And then looks kind of weird, but weird in an okay kind of way. So let's see what else we can do. So technically this is what we have. And then now we need to what, let's center our content, because notice here it's just right in the middle. It's boring, man. Like right in the middle there. So just gonna justify the content. So which means we want to move this to the middle, and then also we want to make sure that it's in the middle of both aspects there. And then also another thing that I need to do, I think I need to put a padding. Okay, the padding I'll put here for the padding of the paragraph. So padding, padding, padding bottom, padding bottom, and then I want to give it 10 pixels. 10 is that enough? Okay, let's see. Okay, oh, there we go. Yes, then this one, I knew that this was gonna happen. Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna fix it. If I need to change this, I'm gonna fix it. So anyway, okay, and then I'm just gonna, what you call this? By content, and then I want it to be center. Then I'm also going to align the items, and then I also want to align them to the center. Items that have been aligned, I think so far so good. So if we can run this, notice here. So this is what I'm looking for. And then from there, now we can literally what you call I'm trying to see what to do. Okay, so this was my so what should I do here? For button books, just want to change a few items. Are you guys still together with me? Display, and then I'm going to flex that display again, and then
Yes, sir, we are still following.
okay, thank you.
Mr. TC,
Yes, sir.
how long did it take you to master all these things?
It's a learning curve, my man. It's a learning curve. You'll not be able. You can't master everything. So what you do is the more that you do it, the more actually the better you learn. Because like the trick here is understanding some of these words, like for instance the words like flex, justify content, and things like that. So with me, I started doing IT when I was in high school. I think I was like grade 8 or grade 9. That's when I started coding. So for me, it's been like when was that? I think I was like what 13 or 14, and now just add 14 on top of that 14, and then so 14 years later, here I am. Oh, there we go. So like it depends, man. Like at the end of the day, it depends. Like this HTML, ne, if I'll be honest with you, is something that's supposed to take you 2 months. You're supposed to be okay. Supposed to be fluent. HTML and CSS. 2 months you're supposed to be okay. But it depends with what you do. Like the more you do it, the easier it is for you.
Yeah, yeah, you say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute, Pascalina. It's been a minute, a very long minute. Yeah. Okay, so now with this, where is it? Okay, so I was just here. Let's see, now I got off track a bit. So now this is where I was. Notice that the button looks it looks like a button now, or it is actually a button. So here, what we simply did was taking a link and then we converted the link into a button. There's nothing really much that you actually did. We just took a link and we converted to a button. You can do this with a lot more of information. You can even create like something that looks like a table, and then you can also do that so that when you move your mouse over it, and then it will simply do something like this. So you can even create like a hover kind of element so that when you hover on top of it, something happens to it. So yeah, so technically now this is it, if I can put it like that. So this is technically it. So now like, is there anything else that I can do there? Because I do not want to do something that's a little bit too much for you guys. So I just want to do something that is that actually works for you. So yeah. So yeah, let me see. Instead of padding here, let me not pad this. Let me margin it. Margin. So your margin here is going to be at what? 20 px. Be sure you guys remember what these things mean there. And px. Okay. So here you're just playing around with your margin. Notice here, I just removed that margin because the margin was leaving too many spaces and I don't want the spaces. There we go. See, now this is literally what we have. So because I have two different paragraphs, so now this is what I have. So I can even just do this, put this as one paragraph, and then you can leave just one gap there. So let me go and fix that part here, and then I'll remove this here. And then I'll remove that. And then instead of having that, then I'm gonna have a page break here. I think this will work better. And then you notice that this gap here is going to be a little bit different. There we go. So, and then you still have that space that you want, and you still have that space there that I wanted. So let me remove also that thing there. I think I have a padding that I have under H3. Let me go and look for H3, and then I'm gonna remove this padding because I don't need it anymore. And then like that, and then I think yes, see, it reduces that gap that was too wide there. So yeah, and then you can add more content that if you want. So I think for now, this basically deals with some of the aspects that you guys need to deal with. So if you need to add more stuff here, it's all a matter of it's all a matter of what you call this. It's all a matter of you literally just adding more sections. Like for instance, you saw that we added a section here, and then it's all a matter of you just adding more elements there. So if you want to change the background color of this particular section, you can change the background color of that particular section. That is how you basically work with the background. So you just go to home here, the same way that I did, and then from there, and then you're going to change the background color of that particular section there. So so far, do you have any questions, any queries, and things like that?
So can you also try to, can you please use a picture as a
Sorry?
as a background?
There's a picture which is a background here. I'm using a picture as a background currently. Not
I'm
here.
saying just for one paragraph, like for one paragraph only.
Or for one,
like use a different
paragraph.
Picture for one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you mean like in this home section, for instance, this home section here, and then I get another picture for this particular home section here. Okay, let's see what we can cook up. Let me come to Unsplash. Where's Unsplash here? Okay, let me see if I can take this. Okay, let's see, and then I'll go to, where is that, styling here, and then what I want is home, right? And then under home here, I'll say maybe background and image, exactly the same way, and then background image, and then I'm just gonna copy this. It's home. Instead of saying that, then I'll say section. Okay. Okay, let's see. Now, was it home or info? Let me go and check first. Yeah, it's home. So it's for this particular section here, which is home. Now let's see if I've saved that, save both sides. And you see that. But now the reason why I have it like filling up is because remember my section here. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this instead of putting it here under home. I'll put it under info, for instance. So I'm dealing with that info part here, and then just put it under info. Info is just that whole part there. So with info, not section. What am I saying? Come on. So in this particular section here, I've got info, which is part of that particular section there that I have. So save, because I want it, let's say here. Save, okay. And then run. Computer is acting up now. Yeah, notice. Do you see that? And this is according to the parameters that I said. Remember, I had a certain padding here. I had a width, maximum width of 75. So I can even change that maybe to 100. So if we change that to 100, the picture is going to fill up there. If we say that, and then you remove the padding and things like that, and then still okay. Just give me a second there. Okay, there we go. And then save. See, so this is 100% of the actual width. See, so now this is all up to you. So if you add more content and you write the content until maybe the end here, and then this picture is going to fill up all the way until the end there. So this picture here is dependent on the content. So the more content that you add, the more of the picture that you see. The less content that you have, the less of the picture that you see. That is what we call scaling. So your website is scaling according to the content that you have. So, but you see that it's also possible to put backgrounds behind each and every section that you have. So as long as your sections are correctly named, you can do anything that you want in terms of the backgrounds and stuff. Are we together?
Yeah, we're together, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna remove this because I don't need it. So I think for today, this is a lot to consume, and then tomorrow, and then we can do the about me and what I do page, because I think these are the things that are very important. And then on that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Wednesday, and then on Thursday, and then you are simply going to finish up on the form, on the contact form. So we're just going to create a simple contact form that you can have if you need one, but if you don't, then which means you might not even need to have this part there. But technically, I believe that you guys have got now a rough idea of what we call a portfolio website. This is a simple idea of what we call a portfolio website. So do you have any questions? Do you have any queries? You think it's enough, or you want to go on?
So on CSS, can you scroll up?
On CSS? Scroll up.
Yes, and also on Notepad, because I think I have a different code than yours that I'm gonna follow, but it doesn't matter so long you got your CV, right?
Yeah, as long as you have your CV. No, like I'm not saying copy my code so that we can develop your own CV. Hey guys, please don't copy my code. You guys do your own thing. So here I'm simply doing this with you so that you guys can grasp as to what exactly that we are actually doing, so that you guys can have like sort of a better standing as to the content that you've been covering all this time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So guys, any other questions, or you guys are now like geniuses, or should I go on?
I know it's enough, sir.
It's a lot to take in there, especially if you look at your CSS. Your CSS
Yes.
is on 105 lines right now, and HTML is sitting on 49. And remember, this is just a small part of the code. We still have how many more pages to go? So which means your CSS line here is going to end up maybe 200 or 300 lines, and then your HTML is also going to end up somewhere around maybe 200 or so. So we sorted now.
Yes, sir. Is the duty? I think you still need to check our codes before. Please.
And say, I think we're going to need a video like as soon as possible so we can do follow-ups on where we find errors and so forth.
Okay. All right. No stress. I'm going to ask Mr. Ndlela to see if he can download and post the videos. Ne? Nomfundo, you're saying I need to check the code. But you wanna show me your code today?
No, sir. I was asking that for those who are going to work on their codes, all of us are gonna work on our codes, right?
Yeah.
I want you to please check our codes before we submit. I think the CV is due on the 30th, right? Or you're
You
gonna
said?
change the you're gonna move the due date. So remember when we started this programming, when we started with the new module, you told us that we
Yeah.
have an assessment, a practical one, which is
Yes.
a CV, right?
Yes.
And then you told us it's due on the 30th of June. But seeing that we are still new, some are still new into this, is it still on the 30th or you're gonna extend the due date?
For just the website, I might extend that to Monday the 3rd.
Okay,
That's
sir.
that's
Yeah.
as far as I can go.
Yes, but I think it will be wise for us as your student to, have you check them before the submission.
Okay. Yeah. Because anyway, that's the plan, isn't it? So I need to
Yes.
see what you guys have. On Monday, we're going to just do a recap just to see what you guys have. And then from there, and then you guys can submit. That's a Monday. And then
Thank
from
you,
there,
sir.
yeah. And then from there, and then we can move on to the second module, to the third module, actually. We're flying. Let me see. I see message here. Oh, this. Okay. So guys, just go and finish up the item that you guys need to finish up. I think today we covered a lot of ground today, especially concerning this. And this from here is simply a repetition of almost everything that we'll be doing, because next thing is you're going to create another section. In that section, you're going to call it maybe about me, and then you're going to put your information about you. Then you're going to edit it and style it accordingly. And then from there, you're going to create another section called what I do. And then you're also going to style it and do everything that you want. So now it's just a matter of you literally doing all the stuff that you need to be doing. And then, as I said, that tomorrow we are simply going to just touch on a few basis points, especially when it comes to your HTML here, to your HTML and your CSS, like for the other 2 pages there. But there isn't much now left because we covered almost everything that we need. So if we do not have any more questions, so you guys have a good day, and then we'll talk again tomorrow.
So can I call you just now after this?
Okay, what's up?
I
Okay,
want.
call me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a good day. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
dogs. They saying shit, I let this money talk. Diamonds on me, they like some glass. Shut up, my bitch is such bad, I keep a nigga hard. I got some custom shit, they come massage. Murder book coming out the end of March.